Well, Irene, congratulations on the victory. I know you've had a little bit of time to process the win now, but a little bit of bizarre ending. Not a lot of us knew quite what happened when Macy fell on the floor. So what are your initial reactions after such a bizarre ending like that?
Yeah, it was bizarre, like you said. I knew the kick hit well. I knew it hit in the liver, but it was a little confusing for me to see her reaction like that. So I'm sure it kicked in the liver, but maybe I kicked her somewhere else. I'm not sure, but because of her reaction. But yeah, we trained that kick a lot, so yeah, I'm glad it came out this night.
So you were aiming for the liver with that
Yeah,
kick,
for
right?
sure. Yeah.
Then the first round, you obviously dominated. A lot of people scored at 10-8. In the second round, she came back. So how did you see the fight playing out in that third round? What were your thoughts on the fight as a whole before the end?
I knew I would get the third round. I was feeling more comfortable with the time. My timing was getting better. I needed to be more cautious because of the weight advantage she had. So I felt her really heavy in the ground, and I didn't want to risk too much. And I just needed to be cautious and relax and just wait for the right time to make the space and get out of there.
And you mentioned the weight difference in there. This fight was obviously supposed to be at 135, and then the day of the weigh-ins, we find out it's 140. What exactly happened? Why was this moved up to 140?
Yeah, actually, I was in the morning, the day of weigh-ins, and I have just 1 pound left to cut. I was already cutting that pound. And we received a call from her team saying that she was still 142, and she didn't even knew if she was going to make it to 140. So I stopped my weight cut. She asked for a catch weight in 140, but they didn't even knew if she was going to make it to 140. So I stopped my weight cut and recovered a little, just half a pound. And we decided to take the catch weight, and I didn't want it to keep cutting, so wouldn't give her that much of an advantage in the weight. Still, she was heavier than me, much heavier than me.
Was there any thought in not taking the fight, considering she was so heavy on Friday?
Sorry.
Was there any thought in not taking the fight, given that you were 1 pound away and she was still so heavy?
Yeah, we discussed it for a while with my team. We should take it, we not. But we said, let's do it. Let's do it. We're here to take challenges. This is one more challenge. This is one more day in the gym. You're always training, my coach said, you're always training with heavier guys in the gym. All your teammates, all your sparring teammates are heavier than you, so you're ready for this. This is why I train you. You're made for this.
Did the UFC give you any more compensation, like money or anything like that, to take this fight, or was it just your same contract?
No, just was my contract and no compensation, but I'm just glad I was able to make it. I didn't want to cancel the fight.
And then this win, obviously, you're back in the win column again in the bantamweight division. Well, it was a catchweight, but you are ranked bantamweight. So what do you want next for your career moving forward for the rest of the year?
Well, I'm open to whoever the UFC wants me, but I'll obviously chasing the title fight. I'm ready for a title fight. If it's that the next step, I'm ready.
Irene, felicidades. My first question, just because it took a year, more than a year, to get back in the cage, how important was it to really get that ring rust out during your training camp?
There wasn't any ring rust. It didn't feel like it was 1 year off because I was always training. Actually, I was supposed to fight Germain in November 2021. Then that fight was supposed to be rescheduled, I think, in March, and it got off again. Then I was supposed to fight Aspen, that I injured, and well, it couldn't happen. Then I was preparing for this fight. So I was always in training camp, and my training camp is always like if I'm fighting. So it didn't feel that way. Actually, I was so happy to be here.
Most people would say for Amanda Nunes, it's between you and Ketlin Vieira. You obviously have the win over Ketlin. I guess, when would you want that fight? Because it feels like out of everybody, you have this benefit that the calendar works now. You guys are both on the same timetable.
Yeah, for sure. I think the way I won to Ketlin Vieira, it was clear. It was a clear victory, a dominant victory against her. So I think it's my turn. If the thing is she or me, I think I deserve the title. But It's the UFC who make the decision. I respect that, and I don't want to sit and wait. I would like to always be working, but if the title is next, I'm ready.
In recent weeks, it feels like there's just a lot more support behind the Mexican fighters specifically, and now you add to it. Obviously, your teammate Alexa Grasso is an important fight in about a month. Just what does it feel like, one, to have a teammate who's also right there with you with title hopes, and then secondly, just as a whole, the Mexican fighters having a moment once again in UFC?
It's great. It's great to see Mexicans stand up like this. We are getting noticed even more with time. The new talents who are coming, the ones that we have a while being here, Alexa, Jair, Brandon, and we are not in the same teams, in the same gyms, but it feels like we are teammates when we are together in the cards and we share this in the UFC. I'm really proud of them and of Mexico, and obviously Alexa, she's been like my little sister since day one, so I'm pretty glad that our careers have been like in the same way all this time. So she's going to do great in her next fight, and I'm sure she's close to the title too.
Now that you won the fight and you get more money, are you gonna buy a new cat?
I don't buy my cats, I adopt my cats. I would love to buy them a big jar, a bigger jar.
Congratulations.
Irene, to your right down. You said that you didn't receive additional compensation for taking the catch weight. Did your team not attempt to make that negotiation, or were you told that that was not available?
No, the way it works is if I would make my 136 weigh-in, and she was heavier, I will get a compensation. But the way it works, if I accept the catch weight, they don't need to give me a compensation. I think that was okay, because if I made 135 or 136 and she was heavier than that, she was heavier than 140, the fight won't be able to make it because of the commission. So I'd rather to take the fight that way.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's it.
Irene, felicidades con el triunfo. Antes de que otra cosa suceda, felicidades, te viste tremenda.
Gracias.
Habías mencionado de patria mexicana y que ya mero es la independencia. Poder ganar por ese knockout fue como un estilo gancho al hígado como Chávez. ¿Qué orgullo te da poder finalizar a tu oponente en una pelea que fue fantástica y llena de acción?
Pelear en el mes de septiembre es una motivación extra para mí, es un orgullo poder representar a México, mi bandera más en el mes de septiembre. Finalizar la pelea al estilo Chávez, adaptado al MMA, en este caso pues siendo una patada al hígado, pues el golpe al hígado es uno de mis golpes favoritos, pues me da muchísimo orgullo y me siento muy contenta de haberlo logrado.
Y explícanos por favor, porque es la primera vez en la historia del octágono que vemos ese tipo de golpe. Lo pudiste ejecutar perfectamente. ¿Lo entrenaste? ¿Cómo viste que tenías esa opción? ¿Algo que vieron cuando estaban estudiando a Macy?
No, esa patada siempre la hemos entrenado desde hace muchísimos años. Siempre es una opción que estando en el piso, estando de espaldas, es una opción. En ese momento no lo pensé estratégicamente paso por paso, simplemente el entrenamiento salió por sí solo, salió el engrama de mi cuerpo, salió todos estos años de practicarlo, salió solito y pues bueno, se dio y se dio perfecto.
Gracias. ¿Hubo más énfasis? Porque no somos jueces, pero el primer asalto fue tuyo, te lo llevaste sin problema, casi la sometes con la palanca de brazo.
Sí.
El segundo fue un poquito más difícil, pero tu esquina, ¿qué te dijo? Hey, ¿necesitamos o no te preocupes? ¿Cuál era la plática?
Sí, me fueron guiando perfectamente todos mis entrenadores. Tengo mi entrenador de lucha, mis entrenadores, compañeros de striking. Me fueron guiando de la manera más correcta porque tenía ella una ventaja significativa de peso. Entonces yo estando en el piso sí la sentí muchísimo más pesada. Entonces tuve que mantenerme tranquila, seguir sus instrucciones paso por paso para poderme salir del problema. Primero no ser sometida y después regresar a mi juego de pie. Yo sabía que si abría ese espacio y podía pararme, podía yo regresar a mi juego de pie. Ya me estaba sintiendo más cómoda y creo que si se hubiera regresado a la pelea al striking lo hubiera encontrado mejor.
Fantástico. Y finalmente, Ahorita es un momento muy lindo en los de los combates. Brandon, obviamente campeón. En una semana aquí vamos a ver a Saúl defender sus títulos. ¿Cómo se siente ser parte de la historia y poder llevarlo al próximo nivel representando tu bandera y a las mujeres peleadoras y a todos en el octágono?
Sí, poder representar a mi bandera, a mi cultura, a mi gente en esta plataforma para mí es algo muy grande, me hace sentir muy contenta. Como lo menciono más en este mes, yo siempre he defendido mucho el hecho de ser 100% mexicana, hecha en un gimnasio 100% mexicano. Desde el primer día que pedí informes en ese gimnasio, que iba yo a entrar solo como una clase de hobby, y después esto se transformó a ser toda mi carrera. Desde ese día, desde el primer día hasta ahorita he estado en un gimnasio 100% mexicano, con entrenadores mexicanos, y eso me hace sentir muy orgullosa. Y pues bueno, compartir esto con más atletas, más talentos mexicanos como lo son Jair, Brandon, Alexa y todos los demás, pues bueno, quiere decir que estamos haciendo las cosas bien en México.
Pues qué buena suerte nos tocó que encontraste este hobby. Sí. Felicidades.
Gracias, muchas gracias. Very good. Thank you.